What countries have the best quality of life? A country's quality of life is an important indicator which helps evaluate the well-being of the individuals who make up the population of a nation in particular and that of society in general. If you are wondering how your country is doing in terms of quality of life, we have compiled a list of 10 nations that are leaders in this department. The countries in our top 10 were ranked according to how they fare on the Human Development Index, a statistical score which takes income, life expectancy, and education into account. Before we delve deeper, our request is to subscribe this channel and watch this video till end. Let's start our video. Number 10. New Zealand. New Zealand saw impressive growth and transformation in the decades following independence. The export market, abounding with dairy, sheep, beef, poultry, fruit, vegetables, and wine, was opened beyond the UK, and manufacturing and tourism were expanded. Per capita income remains high, and education expenditures as a percent of gross domestic product are some of the highest in the world. Since 1980, New Zealand has been a nuclear-free zone. It is a leader in peacekeeping and global security and party to key international organizations, including the United Nations, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation and Pacific Islands Forum. Number 9. Germany. Germany, the most populous nation in the European Union, possesses one of the largest economies in the world and has seen its role in the international community grow steadily since reunification. The Central European country borders 9 nations, and its landscape varies from the northern plains that reach to the north and Baltic Seas to the Bavarian Alps in the south. Germany employs a social market economy, open market capitalism that also carries certain social service guarantees. Its economy is one of the world's largest, and Germany is one of the globe's leading importers and exporters. Services, which include industries such as telecommunications, healthcare, and tourism, contribute the greatest amount to the country's economy. Industry and agriculture are other significant economic sectors. Germany belongs to major international organizations, including the United Nations, the European Union, Group of 20, NATO, and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Number 8. Australia. The Commonwealth of Australia occupies the Australian continent. The country also includes some islands, most notably Tasmania. Indigenous people occupied the land for at least 40,000 years before the first British settlements of the 18th century. Australia is considered a wealthy nation with a market-based economy that has a comparatively high gross domestic product and per capita income. Its economy is driven by the service sector and the export of commodities. The nation has a high rate of participation in sporting activities and boasts a comparatively high life expectancy for both females and males. Its major cities routinely score well in global livability surveys. Number 7. Netherlands. Situated along the fringes of Western Europe, the Netherlands is a coastal lowland freckled with windmills characteristic of its development around the water. 3 major European rivers, the Rhine, Meuse, and Scheldt, run through neighbors Germany and Belgium into the nation's busy ports. More than 1,000 bridges and 20,000 miles of bike paths connect the densely populated nation, with most citizens concentrated in a grouping of cities along the coast, known as the Randstad. Known for its tulips, this high-income, developed nation is one of the world's leading exporters of agriculture, an industry that has become mostly mechanized. An open market policy and prime transportation location help the Netherlands maintain a trade surplus. But the economy continues to recover from an expensive stimulus program designed to help it bounce back after the economic downturn in 2009. Number 6. Switzerland. Switzerland, officially called the Swiss Confederation, is a small country in Central Europe made up of 16,000 square miles of glacier-carved Alps, lakes, and valleys. It is one of the world's wealthiest countries and has been well known for centuries for its neutrality. Switzerland has low unemployment, a skilled labor force, and one of the highest gross domestic products per capita in the world, according to the CIA World Factbook. The country's strong economy is powered by low corporate tax rates, a highly developed service sector led by financial services, and a high-tech manufacturing industry. Switzerland also has been notable for its secretive banking sector. The reporting rules and legislation have led to more transparency. Number 5. Finland. Geography defines the history and culture of Nordic Finland, one of the most northern-reaching countries in the world. Bordered by Norway, Sweden, Russia, the Baltic Sea, and the Gulf of Bothnia, Finland and its vast stretches of heavily forested open land acts as a northern gate between West and East. Finland, which functions today as a parliamentary democracy, is an international leader in providing education, and it ranks high for its performances in civil rights, press freedom, and quality of life. The country was one of the first in the world to grant women the right to vote, and was the first country to legalize universal suffrage, the right to both vote and run for office. Finland is a member of major international organizations, such as the United Nations, World Bank, and European Union, as well as regional organizations such as the Nordic Council. Number 4. Denmark. Denmark has several leading industries including food processing, tourism, and the production of iron, steel, and machinery. Its main exports are processed foods, agricultural and industrial machinery, pharmaceuticals, and furniture. Denmark's economy is based on the flexicurity model, which combines a flexible labor market with a policy for the unemployed. This flexicurity model allows for businesses to establish inexpensively and quickly, as there is scarce government oversight regarding matters such as terminations or work hours. The Danish corporate tax rate is 24.5%, but its income tax rate is among the highest in the world. Number 3. Canada. Canada takes up about 2/5 of the North American continent, making it the second largest country in the world after Russia. The country is sparsely populated, with most of its residents living within 125 miles of its border with the United States. Canada's expansive wilderness to the north plays a large role in Canadian identity, as does the country's reputation of welcoming immigrants. Canada is a high-tech industrial society with a high standard of living. Trade agreements in the 1980s and 1990s dramatically bolstered trade with the U.S., and now the two counties are each other's largest trading partner. While the service sector is Canada's biggest economic driver, the country is a significant exporter of energy, food, and minerals. Canada ranks third in the world in proven oil reserves and is the world's fourth largest oil producer. Number 2. Norway. Norway is a high-income nation with a vibrant private sector and a substantial safety net. Discovery of oil and gas off the coast in the 1960s gave the country an economic boost, and today Norway is one of the world's leading petroleum exporters. Norway's roughly 5 million people live in a constitutional monarchy. The Prime Minister, the head of government, is nominally chosen by the monarch with the approval of the legislature. About 80% of people are evangelical Lutheran, according to the CIA World Factbook. Higher education is mostly free. Like many countries in Europe, Norway struggles with how to integrate refugees and ethnic minorities. Other challenges include how to preserve the country's robust social safety net with an aging population, and how to continue to be economically competitive as global oil prices fall. Number 1. Sweden. The Kingdom of Sweden, flanked by Norway to the west and the Baltic Sea to the east, expands across much of the Scandinavian peninsula and is one of the largest countries in the European Union by land mass. Capital city Stockholm was founded in the 13th century, and border disputes through the Middle Ages established the modern-day nation. Despite its militaristic roots, Sweden has remained neutral in times of war for centuries. Instead, commitment to human rights, public service, and sustainability have helped to make it a respected leader in international affairs. Swedes are some of the world's most generous people, donating about 1% of gross national product to humanitarian aid programs each year. The society has continued to diversify, due in part to refugees who have been welcomed into Swedish borders. It was our video about top 10 countries with best quality of life. Comment if you find your country in this list and give us feedback. Thanks for watching our video.